Stott.
And Karen Cunningham.
We are the Cherokee Association of Realtors. I'm your RPAC chair this year and on the board of directors, and Karen is our wonderful account executive. And we are here, it's July 9th. All my statistics are based on, I did this on July 6th, late in the afternoon. So if you pulled the statistics today, they might be a little different, but that's because we as realtors don't follow the rules and enter sales that closed in June within 3 business days as required by the FMLS. But we know that you're all leaders, educators, and advocates. We protect our private property rights for our communities, we serve our communities, and we elevate our profession because you're watching videos like this. So let's get right into it. We have 1,383 active listings. That's up 48 from June. Median price is $574,000. We have roughly 415 under contract, with the median price being between $525 and $550. The majority of them are $525. This is good news because if they close, or the majority of these close, it will move up the average sales price or median sales price next month, which last month the median sales price was $485,000. 390 sales actually closed last month. Not a bad month for closing. We have 415, if 3/4 of them close, we're looking at 300 to 340 closing also. We have 205 listings out of the 1,383 asking over $1 million. That's 15%. 22 of them closed. Congratulations to those of you that are closing. That means we have a 9+ months of remaining inventory in the over $1 million market, which conventional wisdom says that's a buyer's market. The average time on market was 80 days. At 900,000 to $1 million, we have 50 active. We had 12 sales. 800,000, we have 81 active. We had 16 sales. 700 to 800, 33 sales, 139 active. 600,000, we had 54 sales. And if you look at 5 to 6 and 4 to and 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 and 5 to 6, that's where the bulk of our business is done. Out of the 390 sales, I think we had all but 80 of them in that $400,000 price range. Below 300,000, we had 39 active and 14 sales. Of the 39 active, 4 were modular homes, 1 was leasehold, 12 were fixer-uppers, 18 were townhouses, and some of the townhouses are beautiful, and 5 are move-in ready homes. Okay. So what do we tell our sellers about this? It's a lot of numbers, a lot of information. Basically, we can see this is just the last 10 years. My charts go back, I think, 18 years now. You're welcome to have the data. Just email me. That's at the end. But we actually dropped, the median sales price dropped to $485,000 from $499. Year over year, we're down about 3.5% from last year. It's at 477 so far this year. It was 494 last year, which was an all-time high. And it's dropped, but it's still dramatically up from 2018, 2019, 200,000 up, 150,000 up from 2020. Somebody that bought in 2020 a median price house made 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, over 5 years, they made over $160,000. That's like $30,000, $35,000 a year, which is more than their mortgage payment was. So they've actually lived in their house for free if they count equity and they sell out now. Here's the language I use. When I sit down with somebody that bought in 2017 or 2018 or 2020 or even 2021, I say, congratulations, you've won the real estate lottery. What a great move you made buying your house when you did. It's appreciated from what you paid for it. Let's just say they paid $310 for it. Now it was worth $470. You've made $160,000. Then I ask them this question: if you had known you would have made $160,000 in equity gain, how many homes would you want to have bought in 2018 or 2019? That gets them thinking about their gain rather than what they may have lost because the market came down a little last year. Yeah. Okay. Number of sales, we're up. Over last year, we're averaging 332 sales a month so far this year, and that is starting to get us back to the 2022, and not pre-COVID levels, but close. But if you really look at 2017, 18, 19, even 20, we were having 500-600 closings a month. Now that's the bad news, is the number of closings are down, so there's fewer paychecks. The good news is the prices have gone up, so there's actually more money going around. What is a little concerning is our population continues to grow in Cherokee County. If there's 2.6 to 2.75 people per household in Cherokee County, we would expect that we have a lot more houses being lived in and more coming on the market. So what's keeping people in their homes? Primarily the expense of buying a new home. It's hard to downsize. I live in a 3,000 square foot house, 3,100 square foot house that's worth about $650, $675. To downsize to a 2,000 square foot house is still over $500, $550,000. And so I'm not gaining much lower cost to have a smaller home. Now it may be newer and there's other reasons to move. We all know that. I think if you paid attention to Jessica Louts and Lawrence Yun, people are moving, and when they say they're downsizing, they're only really downsizing 100 to 200 square feet.
A little bit, yes.
What they're really doing is they're moving to be close to their grandkids, whether the parents of those children want them there or not. That got a good laugh in Washington, D.C. For those of you that are visual, this is a chart of what's going on in 2026. You can see we're below 2024 and 2025. However, 2025 was all over the place. I suspect next month we're going to come back up from 485 maybe to the low fives again, and we'll be up for the month of July, which was a slower year. What happened last year is in May and June the interest rates went up again. People stopped buying. The interest rates have a lot to do with how this chart looks. Then, this is from the Georgia Association of Realtors. Their data is a month behind ours. This is through May. And, last month, their median sales price was $477. That's with all the Georgia Association of Realtors covers the whole state, not just Cherokee County. So if you go back to our median sales price was $485. Cherokee County is a little above the state of Georgia as a whole, or wherever the Georgia Association of Realtors really serves. And then the townhouses, the median sales price was $384. I don't break it down single family to multifamily, but you could do it very easily yourself if you're working with a townhouse or looking on that. So what do we have for visual people? Really look at the chart from 2025 to 2026. We're relatively flat in pricing, and we're actually slightly down a little over time in townhouses and condos for Cherokee County. And what does this show? Cherokee County is a preferred area to live overall compared to the state of Georgia, reflected in our prices. Because you go to some parts of Georgia, the houses are just as big, they're just as nice, but they're not selling for as much because they don't have all the amenities that Cherokee County does. Primarily Karen and the staff at the Association of Realtors. For rent, people looking for rent, it's really not a huge difference. The median rent price last month was $2,400 for a single family house. And in an amazing show of statistics, where we can use statistics, can be used for lies, damn lies, and statistics. There were only 11 closings last month for the townhouses, and one of them closed at $3,850. Well, when you have 1,100 of them, and one of them closes for $1,400 more than the rest, that raises the median price with that one by $140 per month.
Yeah.
So the median price for a townhouse last month was $2,795, but one of them was $3,850. The average price, this is one of those cases when the numbers tend to be below 30 to 50 or 100, depending on which economist you look at. The average price is better to use than the median price because that averages everything up and drops it down. The median price can be swayed in small numbers by a couple high or a couple low. really what it is the townhouses are probably like 2,300 on the average price, and the single family houses are 2,400. What do you get with a house? Another bedroom and some more living room. With a townhouse, you get something newer, and that's really good things to know. So Jimmy Payne, he's on our board of directors, and he called me up and he says, hey, I did this study and I just want to see what you think about it. And he sent me down this rabbit hole. By the way, I did this picture on ChatGPT. I put the picture of my face in, and I said, show me in a comic book cartoon style going down a rabbit hole. And then what I did is I said, is Elmer Fudd? And it dressed me up as Elmer Fudd, but I was carrying a gun, and I don't like guns, so I took that out. And but it really took, it was amazing because all it was my head and my shirt collar. I cropped it from another picture, and it built the whole shirt, and somehow it knew it was short sleeves.
There you go.
I don't know how it did. But here's what Jimmy asked me. He says, are new home sales affecting our statistics? And so what I did is I looked for homes that were built and closed in 2025 for the first 6 months of 2025 versus the first 6 months of 2026. I looked at homes that were built and closed since 2024, assuming the vast majority of them were new construction, never lived in. Now, there might have been one at the beginning of 2024 that resold at the beginning of 2025. So these aren't perfect statistics, but they are interesting. Is the median price of a home that was new was $559 in 2025, and it was $562 in 2026. A small price increase, or relatively flat. But on the used houses, I call them used, or previously lived in, or the resale.
You're not a used house.
It went from 485 down to 467. Okay. Now, vastly more, another interesting thing to notice is we had 1,883 sell versus 266. So the reason why our median price isn't a lot higher is only, 1 out of every 7 sales or so is a brand new house. But it dropped 3.7%. And I don't think our resale people know that. They don't know that the market has dropped. When the press gets a hold of this, if the market continues to drop, as I warned a couple of months ago, it will put some buyers into a stronger negotiating position, and they may demand lower prices. What my wife Donna taught me a long time ago, in a downward moving market, you want to be the next home that sells. So you need to price your home, make your home as attractive as possible to the potential buyers out there. What does this also mean to me? It means that buyers, because they are no longer buying when they're 24, 25, 28, they're now buying their first home when they're 40, is they're demanding a home that's move-in ready. It needs to have fresh carpet, fresh paint, fresh appliances, the roof needs to be changed, and there's a lot of other factors going on into this, because some lenders are requiring that roofs get replaced before they lend. There's all sorts of things going into having the home look as new as possible, but that's my personal belief. I don't have a lot of numbers to back it up, but it seems to be holding for my listings that I'm taking that aren't selling, is unless they look brand new and they're priced well, they're not selling, because there is competition out there right now. Enough with the numbers. Let's talk about fun stuff.
Yay,
Karen, what's going on?
Yay! So coming up in August is our 3rd annual, can you believe that, charity pitch battle. We have some awesome Cherokee County nonprofits in the running this year, and we want you to be there to cheer for your favorite charity and help them win a lot of money. So the grand prize is $2,500, but the remaining 4 who don't win the grand prize still get $500, which is a big deal for all of these charities. So it's only $10 to attend. You get to come and support these charities, and you get lunch. You can't get lunch for $10.
Do we know what the lunch is?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm voting for Moe's or something like that.
I'm always down for.
Yeah,
Moe's.
we're not.
Always down for
So
Moe's.
hey guys. Also, if you like these charities, the Children's Haven, which is great work with foster kids and foster parents, and with parents that are on the edge, helping them keep their kids out of foster care, great charity. I actually nominated this one. I was glad the committee chose it. We have Rough Redemption, which I got Millie the Wonder Dog from Rough Redemption. Hi, Millie. Say hi. Hi. Yes, Millie the Wonder Dog, who's 4 years old next week. We've had her. The Never Alone Food Pantry, those of you that don't know Never Alone Food Pantry, they do great work
good.
helping people get fed in Cherokee County. One of their biggest stats that I always find amazing is that the Never Alone Food Pantry says that, basically 1 out of every 6 kids that goes to school hungry. And I don't know about you, but when I'm hungry, I'm not learning anything. I'm angry. I get hangry, and I'm big and mean and ugly. So it's the Homeless Coalition works on. They do a lot of different projects on people from being homeless, and then we have the Veterans Administration. Here's what I do. I bring $50 in tens, and I give each one of these groups another $10 just to have them be there. Imagine if all 100 of us did that. 150 of us. You just took $50. The way we fund this, by the way, is those $10 lunch tickets at all our general membership meetings. We put that into the pool, and then we push this out to charity. So the board isn't making money from your lunch. We're funding this charity event every year, which gets us great publicity, gets you a chance to talk to any 501(c) in Cherokee County about entering next year. Please come, please support this. You don't even need to bring $10 bills. You could just bring your debit card, and they'll have QR codes, I believe. Absolutely. Most of them for donating. Yes. This is a great event. It's a great lunch, and you'll see, you'll hear some great stories. Last year, I actually cried.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yes,
me
because
too.
The stories were so touching. And in September,
we have our 90s open house party.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss this one. Who doesn't love, I say who doesn't love a 90s band, and you always challenge me on that one, but seriously, who doesn't love a 90s band? This one is going to be for the Political Advocacy Fund, but it's going to be so much fun. 90s band, barbecue, end of summer blowout.
One Reformation brewery drink also.
Yeah, you get a free drink at Reformation, so you gotta get your ticket.
And Cammie Strickland, when you watch this, I just had an idea this morning, is Cammie will sing with the band unless you guys pay money to have her not sing.
Oh.
Cammie doesn't know this yet.
I'm not sure she's going to be on board, but we'll see.
We'll see. But hey, this is one of the things RPAC is doing is they're doing karaoke. They call it RPAC-okie, and you have to pay to not sing.
Right.
And so maybe Cammie will get you to pay to not sing.
There you go.
But this is going to be a fun party.
It's gonna be so fun.
It's at the Mill on Etowah. If you don't like barbecue, there's 25 other places to eat right there. There's ice cream. They're opening a steaks place. There's an Italian place right there. There's Smash Burgers. I just ate at Pop's last night. He said Smash Burgers is going great. I said, I haven't had a chance to be there yet. And the owner, Andy, actually said, we're waiting for you.
That's
it's
right.
worth it. Andy's a good guy. So we want to support the area. There's plenty of parking. Karen has arranged for the weather to be wonderful. Not hot. It's going to be 75 degrees, no rain,
Perfect.
blue skies. We're going to dance. We're going to sing along. We're going to have fun. I don't know what songs they're going to sing, but while I'm swimming in the morning, I have waterproof earphones. I've been listening to alternative 90s music, a lot of Goo Goo Dolls and that sort of thing.
I think there's going to be a lot of 90s alternatives.
And I'm getting ready for it.
Nirvana fans, come on.
Alanis Morissette, we're just rocking every morning. So we hope to see you there. Tickets are $50 now until August 15th. Then they're going to go up to $60. We really want to have 300 people there. Guys, that's one out of every 5 realtors. I've bought my 6 tickets to bring people. I'll buy more if I get some more of my adult children that want to come. But I strongly recommend, hey, here's a good idea. For $50, you can make this a client appreciation event. Invite 10 of your clients, and 4 of them will show up. For $200, you're going to show them a really good time.
Yes, absolutely.
And I meant that in the fun way.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so that's it for this month. As always, if you like it, it's all due to Karen. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, email me at mike.stott@mac.com, and we'll be back next month with some other tips, ideas, and statistics.
Bye.